Main current news around the world on BBC News, ladies and gentlemen, the headline of the newspaper. Very sad news today in the newspaper. The official statement had just been published at 7 p.m. The King Charles III died last night at the age of 74 years old. Australia will start again to shut down wild horses by helicopter in the Parc National of Kashiko. These animals are to the number of 20,000 after local authorities that number affect other species. This afternoon, in the northeast of the United States, in Wellington, in the Maine, a man shot off 18 people in a building. 10 minutes after, he shot two in a bar and hurt 13 people. The suspect is always fugitive. The biggest earthquake was recorded last night at 10 p.m. in Morocco. In all, there were registered 2,960 died and 5,674 hurt. The majority of casualties are identified in Province Del Azuz and Tarragona. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for choosing BBC News to inform you. The King Charles III left us last night at 11 p.m. in London. This king will be remembered despite his short reign. The British will remember of his title of Prince of Wales. He is the Prince of Wales, having kept this title for the longest time. Before becoming King of United Kingdom of Great Britain, Northern Ireland and Commonwealth Kingdom. The 8th September 2022, on the date of his murder. I invite you to listen to your national journalist.
Hello, I'm Mary with the latest British headlines. This is a terrible news for the whole country. King Charles III died last night in his palace. He was killed in his sleep by his son William, the Prince of Wales. King was 74 years old and he had just become king following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. William was jealous of his father, so he killed him to take his place and his crown. The royal family is devastated and she doesn't understand the prince. The funeral will be next Saturday at Buckingham Palace. There was a second tragedy last night. The London Christmas market has been attacked by two men. It was 10 p.m. when they shot into the crowd. Good news, nobody died, but there are a lot of people were hurt, including a child. The two shooters were arrested by the police 2 hours later. The London Christmas market will be closed until next year, but the other Christmas market will be open. There is a lot of flooding in the south of the country because there are strong showers for 1 week. There are already many missing, so be careful and call 999 directly if you have a problem. Good news now, England are World Rugby champions. The national team won the match against France. It was an intense and difficult match, but the English fought to the end. Congratulations to our national team. Now Louise will introduce you to a new British star in a talk show. Goodbye!
Your teeth hurt and prevent you from enjoying life to the full? Use Helnex.
This toothpaste, test and approved by our dentist, will allow you to enjoy life again.
Our toothpaste promises a radiant smile as well as caring for your teeth.
Helnex, a smile changes everything.
Good evening everyone, you're watching the talk show. Joining me today is Robin Stallon, a new star of the rap. Hello Robin, how are you today?
Hello, I'm fine. Thanks for the invitation. I'm glad to be here.
It's a pleasure to receive you. Today we will talk about the price of fame. First of all, can you tell us how you become famous?
At the beginning, I wrote my song just for me. but after I became a little bit famous in London, and a few years later I became very famous in all the England. Thanks to this, the rapper and producer Dr. Dre agrees to publish in his label my album The Slim Shady LP, with which I received my first Grammy award.
And so tell me, what do you think about the fame?
I think there are advantages and disadvantages, but generally I like to be famous and I like my life.
Yes, I see. Precisely, what's the biggest disadvantages?
My life is very stressful and I'm always followed by paparazzi.
And what was your biggest problem with the paparazzi?
Oh yeah. About 5 years ago, a paparazzi broke into my house to take me in photography when I was sleeping.
Oh, it's terrible. And you were saying that your life is stressful. Where does this stress come from?
This is always stressful when I'm writing a new song. People expect me to write new song and always better than my old song.
Yes, of course. And what about your fans? Are they respectful? Have you ever had a problem with them?
Generally, they will just take a picture, but sometimes they are a little bit disrespectful, but the most of the time they are very cool.
Do you have an anecdote with the fan to tell us?
That was a 7 years old child who gave me a CD with him who was singing my songs.
Oh, that's so sweet. This fan is incredible. Now we will talk about the gossip. What do you think about the gossip? What do you think about the gossip press?
I don't know. I don't read often the gossip press, but sometimes I like to read how the journalists can do gossip with really nothing.
Yes, you're right. Before to finish, what we would all like to know is, will you be in Ardentes this year?
Les Ardentes? What is that?
It's a music festival in Belgium. It's in Liège in early July. It's one of the most popular festivals in Belgium. A lot of famous artists perform to Ardentes. Your fan will be very happy to see you there.
Oh, it seems amazing. I would like to perform there.
I hope see you soon there. Thank you for this interview.
Thank you too. I spent a great time.
We too. I hope review you soon of this set. Thank you again for your time and thank you to the viewers. See you next week for another talk show with Lady Gaga.
Thank you, Marie Vachadev, for all these news. In Australia, the local authorities have approved the resumption of the slaughter of wild horses in the biggest national park of the country, Friday, 3rd November. This measure was quite necessary for the fauna and flora, but risks also to make polemic. Approximately 20,000 wild horses called Brumby in Australia live in the National Park of Kosciuszko, in the southeast of the country. The authorities want to reduce this number to 3,000 from year 2027. The officer eliminates already the wild horse with firearm or traps, but under punishing the Minister of the Environment, these measures aren't enough. The native species are endangered and all ecosystem is threatened due to the excessive number of wild horses. It's 2 p.m. and the afternoon come to turn a nightmare in Wellington in the Maine in USA. A shooter entered in a building with a semi-automatic rifle and opened fire. Then he went in a bar and shot two. In all, the shooter killed 18 people and hurt 30 people. The suspect isn't still found. The local authorities advocate to stay at home. Yesterday in Morocco, the biggest earthquake was recorded, with a magnitude of 6.7 at 6.9. The epicenter is calculated to a depth between 12 and 24 kilometers. In all, there are 2,960 dead and 5,674 hurt. Furthermore, the earthquake has caused important damage in the collapse of many houses. Let's go live to our reporter at the scene.
Thanks Manon, I'm here outside the company headquarters to see what we can learn more about the earthquake in Morocco. As you know, there was a terrible earthquake and that killed 3,000 people and injured 5,000. So 3,000 people were killed by this terrible natural disaster, and I went there to see the disaster close up. The earthquake has left some marks, and it happened on 3 November 2023 during the night in Marrakesh, to be precise. This earthquake is the largest in Morocco's history to have been recorded by scientists. Now the local people are trying to get on with their life, but this earthquake will mark them forever. Now I'm with a local people. Luca, can you tell me how you experienced this tragedy?
Yes, sure. It was during the night. I was sleeping and around midnight I woke up and I felt that the floor was moving. At the beginning I didn't really realize what was happening, but when I opened my eyes, I saw that my whole house was shivering. Then everything accelerated. I stood up and left my house. I ran to go outside, and when I felt a bit secure, I saw the horror. In my street, a lot of people were dead, crushed by some pieces of their houses. The houses were falling. Somebody was screaming or crying, and after a moment I came back to my senses and I tried to help the people who could still be saved. With my neighbors, we removed a big stone who was on a little girl. She wasn't dead, but next to the girl I recognized her parent. They were dead, crushed by a wall that had collapsed. After, the tremors became stronger and stronger, and the fireman said that we should go far away out of the city. In the car, we ran to go outside of the city, and when we arrived in the fields, I saw the most awful sight that I had never seen in my life.
Thank you, Victor Joa, for all news. Courage to all victims and their family. Now let's go to the weather.
Hi! How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Fine, and you?
I'm fine.
Do you want to be the most beautiful girl in the earth? Do you want to be princess, doctor, astronaut, or actress?
So play to the Barbie. There are a lot of shots of Barbie, so can be the person that you want.
If you want to be magic and swim in the ocean, choose the mermaid Barbie. Wow!
I'm so beautiful and I can swim.
If you want to find the perfect man and live the perfect life, choose the married Barbie. Wow! Woo!
If you want to cook for your family and your friend, choose the cooker Barbie. Wow! Become who you want to be with Barbie. Barbie,
See life in pink.
Hello everyone, welcome back on your favorite weather forecast. Today in France, the weather will be very varied. On the north of the country, it will be stormy with rain and violent lightning, so be careful when you go out. In the center, the sun will shine all day. Nevertheless, clouds will hide it in the afternoon. It is the perfect weather to enjoy outside and do family activities. At the southeast, it will be very chilly. The temperature will not rise above 15 degrees. It will be dark despite some appearance of clearings. At the border, the snow will appear. The temperature will be very cold. Young and old will be able to have fun on the ski slopes. Finally, at the northeast, the sun will out, but then the sky will close over at the end of the day with some scattered shower. That's the end of today's weather forecast. See you tomorrow to the week's forecast. Bye!
Thank you for your attention. See you tomorrow for the daily news. I wish you all a good evening.
Tonight's program includes 2 episodes of your daily series, Grey's Anatomy, from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m., followed by a rerun of Tim Burton's film Corpse Bride from 9 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Corpse Bride is an animation film directed by the great Tim Burton. It is set in a picturesque village in the 19th century. This romance, inspired by the legend of the Dead Bride, has captured many hearts since its release in 2005. The film begins with the arranged marriage of Victor Van Dort and Victoria Everglades. It's during the reading rehearsal that these 2 young people meet for the first time and fall madly in love. By accident and under phantasmagorical conditions, Victor finds himself married to the corpse of Emily, a mysterious dead bride who forces him into the world of the dead. Even though life in this world seems much happier than in the world of the living, Victor can't stop thinking about Victoria. Throughout the film, Victor is faced with the difficult choice of marrying Victoria, the woman to whom he is promised, or Emily, with whom he has developed a special bond. Victor Van Dop's voice is none other than that of Johnny Depp. He perfectly embodies the nervous but nevertheless determined young man that Victor is. His beloved Victoria is played by Emily Watson. Helena Bonham Carter is the voice of the lovely Emily, this woman who is searching for happiness through Victor. As usual, Tim Burton has managed to capture the attention of an ever-growing audience. Even though it's an animated film, the story is very interesting. It's a perfect blend of romance and death. Love doesn't stop at death, and it breaks all barriers. I really liked Corpse Bride, and I'm sure it's a cinematic classic that fits in perfectly with the Halloween season. Don't wait any longer. Now it's the perfect time to watch it.